drives, Charles, but that sure seemed like a statement drive right there.
Well, if we're going to talk about statement drives, I think what they're saying is we're going to establish the run. They gave it to him early and often on this drive, and he wound up taking it into the end zone.
So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
The Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
Looking to put a drive together.
26.
Now it's Rodgers. Drops this off to Kamara out of the backfield. So that'll be no better than an incompletion. And that's going to bring up 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 21-yard line.
The first carry now. This is Alvin Kamara. And he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. The 2nd down play, not much better than the first. Just a gain of 1 there. You talk about this Bengals defense. It's a unit that has had all sorts of issues against the pass. Dead last in the NFL, number 32 in the league.
That was a nice play right there, but overall this season, it's been an absolute disaster.
To the right side and intercepted. Derwin James with a pick. And the return will stop right around the 25. And this, Charles, definitely not what they were wanting to see. Remember, he threw 3 interceptions in the loss last week, and now he gives the ball away again here in the very first quarter.
And you have to think that this was drilled into him all week, too, by his teammates, by his coaching staff. They told him all week long, we've got to protect the football. It probably crossed that fine line with giving him the right advice and saying it too much, and it turned out that it got into his head a little bit.
2nd and 7 at the 22-yard line.
Daniels looking to throw. And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down. The turnover put him in great field position. They don't want to squander it with 3rd down coming up.
No, not at all. And you know what else you do? You make your defense mad.
Yeah.
They got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You got to cash in and get some points.
Setting up the screen for Cook. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. James Cook. He scored on the ground and threw it in. And the Bengals have taken a 13-0 first quarter lead. The extra point up and good by Aubrey. And that'll make the score 14-0. So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30.
The Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And they're in an early hole. The first drive, they threw the interception. That led to a touchdown. So decent-sized deficit early on.
It is, but I think you hit the key words early on. So they have to decide, do we even need to change game plan? Or do we just need to execute better and try and get back in this game?
36 yards. And the Steelers first down. A gain of 36 yards. First down, Steelers.
Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And he'll have a gain of 3 to the 33. Now this defense for the Bengals, they played extremely well last week in that win over Green Bay.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line.
That's good for a Steelers first down. First and 10 at the 23-yard line.
Here's Rodgers to throw. Throw finds Pickens in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. A great play there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Steelers have cut it back within a score. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that'll make our score 14-7. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
The Bengals take over first and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And Charles, these early season in-division games are always interesting because you're still kind of figuring yourself out, but you want to know as much as you can about the opponent, especially when it's a division matchup. So I'm curious to see how the rest of this one plays out.
Yeah, that's a good point because they're still trying to work things out. They don't know everything about their own team, let alone trying to figure out their opponent. But you got to do both on the fly, don't you? While the game's being played, figure it out both ways and try and find a way to win.
They'll rifle this one deep right side. Oh, wide open, complete. A big play there for Cincinnati. 42 yards.
First and 10 at the 19-yard line.
Through one quarter, 14-7 our score. Ready for the second quarter from Cincinnati. It's the Bengals with the football here, as they've got it with a first and 10. To throw is Daniels. Throw caught by Musgrave. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that'll bring up second down.
A gain of 5 brings up second and 5 at the 14-yard line.
They'll try the middle with Cook. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. They got 5 through the air last play, now 5 on the ground. First and 10.
First down. First and goal at the 9-yard line.
To the air goes Daniels. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. James Cook on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Bengals go up by 2 touchdowns. Aubrey good with a PAT. And it's now 21-7. So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. They come into this one off the loss over the weekend, but you say if you're going to play a Thursday night game, this is the week to do it.
It certainly is because you get right back out there. You don't have time to dwell on things.
Oh, everything falling apart now. Another one intercepted. Inside the 20. And he will bring it back. It's a pick six for Bengals TV. An excellent play there, CD, on the pick six. And I think were they a nickel? Did they have an extra DB out there?
Yeah, Brandon, I think they were in standard nickel, not the Buffalo, as teams like to call it, meaning 3 safeties for big nickel. They just wanted to take away the quarterback's throwing lanes, and that's exactly what they did and came through in a big-time pick six.
The extra point up and good by Aubrey. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And they are trying to create some separation within the division. And look, CD, I know that this is still the first half of the season, but this is a big matchup no matter where it falls because these are the top two teams right now in that division.
And if you can build a bit of a cushion as you head towards the second part of the season, that allows you to survive the expected injuries, potential upset losses, all of those things, and still be in good shape.
17 yards on the catch and run. It's a first down. To throw is Rodgers. They'll get this out to Kamara.
And they'll use him out of the backfield, and sometimes quite a bit. They're just trying to get him touches any way they can. 4 catches a week ago. There's another one right there.
From just shy of midfield, here's 2nd and 3. Throwing is Rodgers. They'll set up the screen down to Kamara. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. So they'll wind up losing 5 yards on the play. And 3rd and 8 now. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down.
Inside. Back north.
From the gun on 3rd down, Rodgers. And that is incomplete.
1 first down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
They're going to line up to go for this on 4th down. Rodgers stays on the field.
88, 88. Go to 50. Hey, you block over here.
They'll go for it. It's Rodgers. And Rodgers intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Reek Woolen. And the Bengals will take over here just shy of the 30. Well, I'm not sure that the wheels, Charles, are coming completely off, but they're shaking a little bit. That's 3 interceptions, and now interceptions here on back-to-back drives.
And I think about what a Hall of Fame coach told me that he always told his teams, when a mistake happens, just move on to the next play. Let it go. Hard to do when you've thrown this many interceptions. That's exactly the attitude that has to be adopted.
Only able to gain a couple there, and it'll be 2nd down. Well, that's always a good place to throw it just because he's one of the biggest targets not only on this team but in the National Football League.
And you and I both know the quarterbacks love these large-bodied tight ends, and why not? Nowadays, they're really wide receivers who are just taller and have a little bit more weight. These guys catch the football, make big plays downfield. In the old days, we wanted them to block. Now coaches want them to catch the football first.
Give them 32 yards as we inch our way to the 2-minute warning.
This offense is looking very comfortable here in this first half. Very relaxed, very smooth, very efficient. No wasted motions. Things are definitely going their way, and they continue to move the ball downfield.
Cook up the gut. And tough sledding. He'll get maybe a yard. Stop short of the 35. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Ball on the 36 now. Here's a 2nd and 9. Throwing now is Daniels. Now, and he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Larry Ogunjobi in for the sack. We'll see where they go for this play call. Obviously tough in this spot, backed up.
18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal. Let's go.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Hard throw, incomplete.
I see bit of surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up, not that time. And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it.
Here we go. Here we go.
Daniel's going to throw for it. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. The Bengals try it, but it doesn't work out. And this Steeler defense able to come up with a stop. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys.
And that's caught inside the 30. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. A gain of 32 that time.
First down. It's a gain of 32. And the Steelers
Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. Working from the gun, Rodgers. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front.
His back has been a dependable safety valve all game, so he went back to him when his first read was covered. Just unable to connect, so the play results in no gain.
Rodgers now to throw. We'll get this one underneath to Kamara. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. A nice little gain. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1. In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Here's Rodgers. Alvin Kamara wheeling it in on back-to-back plays. Yeah, great effort there to shed the contact, and it helps him pick up the first.
first and goal at the 6-yard line.
And again, it's Rodgers. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
I'm really liking what I'm seeing from this defense because their coverage has been playing at a shutdown level so far. Even backed up late, they're forcing incompletions and fighting to keep them at the end zone as the first half winds down.
Shotgun now for Rodgers. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down.
This is certainly a team that has proven it likes to target its backs through the air, and defensively, they were aware of that and certainly were prepared on that throw.
319.
Rodgers now on 3rd and goal. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Marcus Williams. And the Bengals are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. The defense, Charles, they bit a little bit, but they did not break. And then on 3rd and goal there, the huge interception.
Think of the momentum they're carrying with them right now, Brandon, because in their mind, whether they want to admit it or not, they were conceding 3 points. Their goal was to keep them out of the end zone, not give up a touchdown. Instead, they give up nothing. What a big-time play and a big-time stop by them.
Throwing to start the drive. Daniels. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Jordan Brooks with it. And he's giving his guys a shot for late points as they will take over in range for a field goal or maybe more. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. So after the INT, it's Rodgers. And my goodness, another interception. And the Bengals will take over here at their own 12-yard line. Charles, not only is that an interception, it's one when you were really knocking on the door for a touchdown inside the red zone.
You're actually thinking points. No matter what, at worst, you're thinking kicking a field goal and getting 3. We might look back on this in the second half and say, you remember when they didn't get points on that drive? This could cost them.
And that'll be incomplete. The flag was down, so they took a shot, thinking it's on the defense. Let's see. So they take the flag and the yardage that comes with it. The final shot before break. Daniels airing this one out for Evans. That is incomplete. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Steelers going to get the football first here, trailing on the scoreboard as we are back underway on EA Sports. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play an almost perfect second half to have a solid chance.
And that absolutely starts with finding some way to put together a touchdown drive here. They need to be smart, fast, efficient, get the ball to the end zone, and do it again multiple times in order to have a chance to win this game.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 38-yard line.
Rodgers wants to change the look.
Get 300. Get 300.
2nd and 2. And now here's another interception. Picked up by the linebacker, Demario Davis. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Up the middle, it's Cook. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
It's a loss of 2. Brings up 2nd and 12 at the 34-yard line.
19 Tiger.
Back to throw. Daniels. And that's incomplete. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the 3rd quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly at the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. And no move to get the offense off the field. Despite failing once, they're going to go again here on 4th down. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. Jackson Smith-Njigba, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Bengals take a chance, but they find pay dirt on 4th and goal. Aubrey now for the point after. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead.
Steelers 7.
So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
The Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
Now Rodgers. He's going to try and go deep again. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Reek Woolen. And the Bengals are going to take possession here at their own 6-yard line.
The Bengals take over first and 10 at their own 6-yard line.
Let's go now. Drop the hot 70, hot step.
Here's Daniels. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
And able to get it across the 20 before they get to it. 61 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries. Now they can breathe a little easier, some room to operate as they've got it first and 10 now out past the 20. Now Daniels. And that's good for a gain of 6. And it'll be second down.
And good yardage there on first down, because sometimes all you need to do on the screen is get one key block. That might set your man free, and that was pretty good pursuit to the football defensively, or it could have gone for more.
This is caught by Evans. There he goes left side. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Mike Evans, 72 yards. And the Bengals have taken a 5-touchdown lead. A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to his second and sometimes third progression. That was a nice play.
So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
The Steelers take over first and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive.
It's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. A turnover on the last drive. They had the issue in the first half as well, and that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
And you know they won't admit it to themselves, but we know that winning the game is pretty much out of the picture now. So their bottom line is, how do they play a clean game the rest of this one, right? Take care of the football, no more turnovers, and see how that works.
Well, thanks for joining us here on a Thursday night in the NFL. Third quarter, 2nd and 10 coming up. They fake the give. Now Rodgers. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't get in.
We've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted. And I think the receivers now, when they're running their routes, they want to catch the ball, but they also want to make sure that the defenders don't take it away.
He's going to go up top again. And now here's another interception. Derwin James with a pick. And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line. With that interception, he just set a record that nobody ever wants to set, and that's the most
litty, I love when it's hot. Turned to the city, I broke out the knot. Got some more millies, I keep me a knot. I created history, it made me a lot. He tried to diss me and it don't false. We call them chopsticks cause they gonna chop. Took her out of filers cause of hot. I run it like Nikes, we got it on lock. Cardiac eye. I'm the boss man in a suit with no tie. I can't be, I gotta stay. Put me some in the counter that's dry. Riding in special like Bunny and Clyde. Don't worry, baby, I keep me some fire. Shenanigans and Birkin, she cannot decide. The ladies Mercedes, here goes the surprise. Don't sleep on Miss Lady, help ride. Bet while I'm gripping her side. Big and mad bet, this ain't regular size. We really fly, we like pelican guys. You ain't slick, I can tell her the skies. Upgrade at my wrist, put baguettes in the sky. She think I might sign her and change her whole life. I told her to goggle and work on her highs. Everything litty, I love when it's hot. Turned to the city, I broke out the knot. Got some more millies, I keep me a knot. I created history, it made me a lot. He tried to diss me and it don't false. We call it money.
From the banks of the Ohio River, there's a look at what's now known as Paycor Stadium here in Cincinnati. Tonight we kick off Week 7 with a great Thursday night matchup here, as it'll be the Pittsburgh Steelers taking on the Cincinnati Bengals. Set to begin another week of football, and happy to have you along. We are underway on Thursday night primetime. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. But it will be an excellent return here all the way down inside the 25-yard line. What a play.
As the offensive guys trot on the field, you know they're congratulating the special teams guys to get them in great position. And while they're going out there, I'm guessing the quarterback's thinking about taking some good shots at the end zone right now.
Throwing right away is Daniels. And a catch made by Johnson. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. An early statement on the game's first play. 18 yards and a first down.
First and goal at the 6-yard line.
Daniels looking to throw. Setting up the screen for Cook. And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's second and goal.
Ready? Crack all 80.
To throw is Daniels. And he's got it. Touchdown, Bengals. Kevontae Turpin from 4 yards out. And the Bengals need just 3 plays to go down and take the early lead.
The kicker on for the extra.
Well, Charles, he's still a young signal caller in this league, second year in the NFL. I don't know if last year as a rookie if he would have worked through his progressions like he did on that touchdown pass.
I think you're right about that. We're seeing him grow up right in front of our eyes because when he went to his primary read, he recognized that they were all over that. So he continued to survey the field, picked up another target, delivered a pass exactly where it needed to be. A very mature play for the second-year quarterback.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
The Steelers take over first and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
Looking to put a drive together. They start the drive on the ground. Kamara. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. You talk about this Bengals defense. They're in the spot statistically that you don't want to be in against the pass. Number 32 in the league, dead last.
And even though that's not the greatest ranking in the world, one thing you can say, they get after the quarterback. They're in the top 10 in the league in sacks.
Throwing now is Rodgers. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
To throw is Rodgers. And he will not be able to hang on to the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
Oh, a big decision here early. Look at this. They're going to go for it on their own side of the field.
Green 18! Number 50! Take 30!
They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. He'll find his rookie wideout from Ohio State here. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45.
That's good for us, Steelers. First down.
Back north.
First and 10 at the 40.
They'll pound it up the middle with Kamara. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Now, this defense for the Bengals, they played extremely well last week in that win over Green Bay.
It was a little bit enlightening talking with the defense coordinator about their performance last week because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win, but definitely a few lapses that they're looking to correct.
And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. Give him 5 on the screenplay, and that'll set up a 3rd down.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
Green 18! Hey, 88! 88! Jump out! Green 18!
Here's Rodgers to throw. Back to Kamara. And I think the ball's out. But this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same.
You can almost see inside his face mask there the look of relief. He coughed it up, but it goes out of bounds. They keep it.
Someone carrying around a lucky horseshoe, aren't they? If I were him, I'd go out and play the lottery after that one. A very fortunate man.
And they're operating in plus territory here. They're thinking points. Definitely don't want to lose the football at this juncture.
And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. That's good for a first down, his second catch of the opening drive.
Well, Brandon, obviously no panic in them. They gave up the touchdown. Yeah, their defensive side did that. But he's already taken them back downfield. I love this field general that they've got. It's almost like he went to the defensive captain and said, don't worry about it. We've got you. Now they got first and goal.
Yeah, we're seeing punch, counter punch. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers.
Alvin Kamara, his 7th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Steelers are able to match the opening drive touchdown against them with one of their own.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. Now a crease here as he's past the 30.
And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36.
Their own 36-yard line.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive.
A lot of time for this unit to game plan on the sideline after that drive that they watched the other side just score. But remember, last time they were out, they scored as well We'll see if they can seize that momentum right back.
And they have had a lot of time to cool off from reaching the end zone the last time. So have they been able to keep themselves mentally sharp and into this game even though they haven't been on the field? And you and I both know one big play, though, gets them right back up to that level.
A big play there for Cincinnati. 41 yards. So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. From the pistol, they run it with Cook. And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. Larry Ogunjobi there to make the tackle.
The Bengals sitting at a very solid 4-2 record through the first 6 weeks. They come in playing pretty good football, winners of 4 of their last 6 games.
I thought they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
So they'll wind up losing 7 on the play. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here.
Facing some long odds here if they hope to convert as they're well behind the original line of scrimmage.
Panther 60, Panther 60.
To the air goes Daniels.
And it's intercepted at the goal line. Tre'Davious White with a pick.
And the Steelers will take over here just shy of the 30.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
2nd down, it's Kamara again.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. These two teams all tied after 1. Steeler football here to begin quarter number 2. As they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. Now a play fake. Rodgers.
Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he will have a Steelers 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And time to give some credit to the big fellas, the offensive line here, because you've got to have good protection on crossing routes because you've got to give your receiver time to work all the way across the field. That time able to scan the field, spot his receiver moving left to right, and make a good, accurate throw. Thank you, guys.
Down the left sideline.
And down to the 16-yard line. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 16-yard line.
They run it again with Kamara. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
That's a nice job there, foiling what all offenses try to do, which is control the defensive end in the running game. They want to get to the outside, and if he keeps himself free, stays on his feet, he can make a play just as he did there.
That's to his running back. It's Alvin Kamara. And he's going to be taken down right at the line. They'll wind up getting just a yard. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation.
Number 50. Hey, you block over here. 26.
Rodgers going to throw. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked up by Jordan Lewis. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 for Bengals TD. So from one end zone all the way to the other. Talk about a turnaround.
And How about the excitement that that play generates for his team? Not just the points on the board, but the momentum and taking it from coast to coast, end zone to end zone. What a tremendous play. Now get that man an oxygen tank.
That's your boy Old Mo, you said. Momentum, right?
Old Mo, I think he's kind of limping across at the end because of that distance, but he made it.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Now he'll give it up on a reverse. And he won't quite make it to the 25. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And you wonder, I mean, is it even possible, especially for the quarterback, to mentally reset after that quick of a turnaround?
Well, we're certainly going to find out, aren't we? Because that play will stay in your mind, but somehow you have to compartmentalize. Put it aside, pick yourself up, and get moving in the right direction. And let's face it, you can put any Halloween costume on him. You're not going to be able to disguise him because for a tight end of his size, difficult to sneak him anywhere, but that's what they tried to do. Lined up on his right, tried to work his way back to his left, but just a minimal gain as the defense was able to react quickly.
Kamara up the middle. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be third down. He's already fumbled once in this game, and I thought the ball started to jostle there a little bit, but they got to him quickly at the line of scrimmage.
It sure did, and remember, if you're not a very confident runner and you've already dropped it once, if there's traffic around you, the only thing you think about is protecting the football, not gaining yards.
They'll set up the screen down to Kamara. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. They'll wind up losing 3 here on the play. And that's going to make it fourth down. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the second quarter. 14-7. This offense converted once on fourth down earlier. Now they're out there again to try once more. They'll go for it. It's Rodgers. And it's going to be batted down. And we'll go the other way with the football. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Bengals are going to get it back in terrific field position. Handoff comes to Cook. And a strong run there as he'll maneuver his way down inside the 15. It's a gain of 13, and the Bengals have a first down.
First down. First and 10 at the 14-yard line.
Here's Cook again. And strong running there as he's inside the 10 and down the 8-yard line. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Consecutive positive runs for him on the last 2 snaps. He certainly appears to be trying to put the offense on his back and just move them down the field when his number is called. The way he's running it, I keep going back to him.
And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
The key to any screen play is all in the deception, and that means everyone on the offensive side of the ball. But someone gave it up because that one wasn't very well concealed. And the defense able to rally to him and hold him for just a short gain.
Here we go, here we go. Panther 60, Panther 60.
Throwing now is Daniels. And that is caught. He's got it for a Bengal touchdown. Luke Musgrave, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Bengals will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Aubrey good with a PAT. And it's now 21-7. So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away.
is up across the 25 and down at the 28.
The Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive.
And with him down 2 scores, you wonder if they might try and put something together, even if it's just to get into field goal range.
And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
Have to give some credit to the defender on that when he read all of his keys perfectly and got a great break on the ball and able to force that incompletion.
319.
To throw, it's Rodgers.
And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down.
And I think they'd be well served to take that type of a physical approach against him the rest of the game. He's had his way so far, but on that last one, that worked quite well for the defense.
Now Rodgers.
He's got his receiver. That's Ibuka. And he will have a Steelers 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Now a timeout called for by the offense, as they'll stop him with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play.
1st down, Steelers.
Again, they'll throw with Rodgers. That's caught downfield by Pickens. And he'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially.
A gain of 29 yards. And the Steelers.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Rodgers now to throw. He'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he'll be out of bounds, able to get it down to the 25 there.
Boy, that was certainly well-read defensively. And the key to any screenplay is space to work. And there was none to be found there. And they tackled him for just a short gain.
319.
Rodgers again now. Open man is Ibuka. The Steelers signal for the 2nd of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half.
1st and 10 at the 17-yard line.
Throwing is Rodgers. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he's got this inside the 10 to the 9 before he's out of bounds. That will go as a pickup of 7 on the 7th play of the drive.
Good call there on 1st down. And Brandon, I'm getting better over the years and not screaming out, screen, screen, screen with my defensive training. They want to keep those pass rushers honest, and they did so there, and they wind up picking up positive yardage.
319.
Rodgers to throw once more. Alvin Kamara reeling it in on back-to-back plays. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. A final shot before half for Rodgers. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
The touch and time here critical for those types of throws. He put a lot of zip on that one. Needed just a little bit more finesse trying to get it to his back.
2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal.
Yeah, this. Hey, 626.
The final shot before break. Rodgers looking end zone, but it's incomplete. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. The Steelers going to get the football first here, trailing on the scoreboard as we are back underway on EA Sports.
He takes this near the 25, just a little pass there, call it the 26.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive.
This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far on the scoreboard as they begin the 3rd quarter here, trailing and looking for a little momentum.
Yeah, you're right about that because, let's face it, in the first half, most of their focus was in the passing game. And to their credit, resulted in a healthy amount of yardage. So I would think that at halftime, they're going to anticipate that defense loosening up a little bit to try and cover the passing lanes. They've got to get the running game going, and there should be some gaps to run through now.
We'll get this one underneath to Kamara. 7 yards there and a first down.
Seven-yard gain. And the Steelers first down. 1st and 10 at the 41-yard.
A 10th carry for Kamara. Oh, he's got a little daylight. Alvin Kamara. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Alvin Kamara with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season. And the Steelers come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the 3rd quarter. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And they're back within a touchdown at 21-14.
Jason Sanders set to kick off.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And that is over the back line of the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll bring this out to the 35-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going. But Charles, they still have the lead despite their defense giving up a touchdown on the previous possession. And even though they have that lead, it feels like a back-and-forth ball game where to try to get momentum back, maybe they need at least 3 here on this drive.
I think you're right about that, Brandon, because your game plan doesn't change. I do believe your urgency does because of the last score that went against your team. So what you want to do now is have your own drive and try and make sure that that momentum stays in your camp.
First and 10 at the
Again, this is Clark. And he'll get this one across midfield and down into Steeler territory. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
brings up 2nd and 4.
Now Daniels. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down.
First down. First and 10 at the 19-yard line.
On the ground, it's Cook. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. A solid pickup of 12 yards, and now they're knocking on the door.
And when you have success throwing the football, the old cliche becomes true. The playbook opens up wide, and these screen passes, they become even more difficult to stop.
Come on, come on. Hit. Liking 18.
Daniels looking to throw. And this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage. Back at the 17. That'll go as a loss of 15, a full 15 yards on the play. And it'll be 2nd and goal. First down, a bit of a disaster, and now on 2nd and goal, back even further. Here's Daniels. Setting up the screen for Cook. So the screen good for only 2. Now it's 3rd down.
So many things have to come together just right for a screen pass to break for big yardage. The blocking, the timing of the pass to the runner, everything has to fit together just right. But on that play, the defense was able to disrupt things and hold it to a short game.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. To give you an idea of how accurate he's been throwing the football, we're in the second half. That's just his 2nd incompletion.
Well, if he's that locked in, that means everyone's locked in because to me it's like throwing a no-hitter in baseball. The pitcher may get the credit. A lot of people making plays behind him in the field.
So 3 points, response there to that opening touchdown in his 3rd quarter.
And that's an important 3, both in terms of adding to your lead, but also letting the other guys know you're not going to just come out in the second half and take over.
And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. They're down now 24-14. Work to do as they come up on a 1st and 10. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. A good convergence there defensively. Only a yard, and it's 2nd down.
Nice job by the defense figuring that play out and holding it to a short game. But I don't think the offense is going to be daunted. They actually accomplished their goal there. Now they've got them aware that they can throw a screen at them, maybe to slow the pass rush down a little bit, and they can throw it downfield.
From the 25, here's 2nd and 9. On play action, Rodgers. A hit as he throws there, incomplete. Trying to get their tight end involved finally. That's the first time that they've looked his way. He's kind of been a forgotten man in this offensive scheme.
Yeah, didn't look his way at all in the first half, and I'll bet you the offense coordinator made a note at the half and said, let's get him involved because he could be a big-time playmaker for us.
Hey, you block over here.
Here's Rodgers. And this time he's got the hookup. It's complete. And he will have a Steelers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
That's good for a Steelers first down. 1st and 10 at the 34-yard line.
And again, it's Rodgers. Completes this one to Pickens. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. That'll be a pickup of 10 as they try to recover from this 10-point deficit.
couple of first downs right in succession, and this is an offense that can really use a good drive, and they're off to a fast start here.
Now a handoff. Here's Kamara. And a good pickup there. He gets about 6 up to midfield.
I think we all suspected that they were going back to him after he found the end zone on his last carry, and they kept the positive momentum going there. Another nice run by him.
Fourth quarter coming up here on Thursday Night Primetime.
We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Here now, 2nd and 4.
Again, this is Kamara. And he'll get this into enemy territory, but not by much as he's down to the 48.
That's all about doing the dirty work right there defensively. 2nd and short yardage, that's all about plugging those gaps, not giving a running back a crease to run through, and has a nice job to hold him just a couple and force a 3rd down.
Here's Kamara trying to run for it. And I don't think Kamara got there. Looks like they stopped him short. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
Now Rodgers got to have this one.
Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Deion Henry. And the Bengals are going to take over a couple of yards shy of midfield.
That's now his 2nd interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive.
They have to like the position that they are in. 4th quarter, 2-score lead, and now the ball back after the INT.
Nice way to start the drive. A gain of 12 and a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
To throw is Daniels.
And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
And that's one of those plays where it's hard to keep 2 eyes on the football when you know the contact's coming, let alone getting 2 hands around it, hugging it to your body, and absorbing the hit. Even for those big tight ends who you would think could absorb that contact.
90, Panther 60, Panther 60.
To the air goes Daniels. Now he'll tuck this and run.
Well, he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, 1st down.
At this point, this offense feels like they could just roll out anything, and it would work. They are certainly in no hurry for this one to end. Now when they can rack up some stats and continue to add to their lead.
Come on, come on.
Back to throw now on 1st down.
Now Daniels going to keep it.
He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at 2nd down.
His running ability has been an extra dimension to their game plan thus far. For once, though, he doesn't create any magic against the front that's prepared for him to try and take off.
18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal. Steady.
From the shotgun, it's Daniels.
This is caught by Evans. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. A good pick up there of 20 yards. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal.
Here we go.
On 1st and goal, they'll try the option left. And he is in. Touchdown, Bengals.
Jaden Daniels
keeping it himself from 5 yards out.
And the Bengals are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this fourth quarter lead. The extra point up and good by Aubrey.
And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17.
So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive.
So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Rodgers. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And Rodgers intercepted a 3rd time.
Now he's free to midfield.
And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line.
And that pretty much has been the storyline, Charles. This defense, they seem to be one step ahead from the start of the game until now.
And you identified it perfectly, and we can see the frustration is settling in now. And it's probably been there for a long time, but now it's evident because you can see it in their faces, you can see it in their body language, maybe even a little bit in that play call that ended up maybe closing them out.
Here's 2nd and 10.
It leads to 2nd and 10.
Mustang 19.
Looking to throw. Daniels. And they'll get him down inside the red zone at the 14. It's also a gain of 14. First down.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
Let's go now. Bronco switch.
At the 14-yard line.
On the carry, it's Cook. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. James Cook, 14 yards. And the Bengals take the forced turnover on defense and convert it into 6 points. And his kick is good, and flags fly as well. Some frustration showing through right now. This is going to be a roughing call.
So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
Looking to put a drive together. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw.
To the right side, catch made by Ibuka.
And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And it'll bring up a 2nd and short. Now Rodgers.
In the hands of Kamara.
That one a first down pickup of 8. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. To throw is Rodgers. He's going to let this one go deep. It's caught inside the 25.
And he will be taken down, but a big play there as it comes just as we reach the 2-minute warning.
So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score.
258.
To throw, it's Rodgers. Got an open man, it's Pickens. And the Steelers are going to be set up with a 1st and goal coming up as they get him down at the 6-yard line.
Steelers first down. 1st and
Go
goal.
to 50. Hey, you block over here.
Here's Rodgers to throw. Got his man, it's caught for a Steelers touchdown. Travis Kelce, his 1st touchdown on the year. And the Steelers are able to cut into that deficit. And now the Steeler offense staying out there, and they'll go for 2. Rodgers will throw for it. And this one incomplete. So they went for the 2, they don't get it. So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And this is going to be snuffed out. The Bengals recover. Now they're down big here in the 4th. They had to try the onside kick. Can't fault them for the effort at least.
No, you can't at all. And if nothing else, now you've put something that you're trying to practice, right, that you've worked on into a game situation, and now you can go back and dissect it. So if you need it again sometime, maybe you'll find a better way to do it. But, yeah, this game's pretty much done for them.
Now it looks like he'll throw here. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. And the Steelers are in great shape here as they take over at the 46-yard line. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise.
And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off by Reek Woolen. And the Bengals are going to take over here up near the 40. The Bengals drive about to get going. And checking the timeouts. They do have 2 defensively, but no real need to use them as they're not going to be able to stop the clock after that. And that was going to be off target and incomplete. Now a 2nd and 10. Throwing now is Daniels. Wide open receiver complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. They'll get 14 on that one. Good for a Bengal 1st down.
79 Bronco, go.
Out of the gun. They'll look to throw. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And he's got it. Touchdown, Bengals. Kavontae Turpin with his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Bengals take the interception on defense and convert it into 6 points. Aubrey good with the PAT. And they open the lead up now to 25.
Steelers 20.
So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line.
At their own 23-yard line.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with it. And, oh, my goodness, here's a 5th interception. Picked off by Jordan Lewis. And the Bengals are going to take over once again with a football at their own 20-yard line.
1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Here we go, set. Panther 60, Panther 60.
Throwing to start the drive. Daniels. And this one caught downfield by Evans. Down the left sideline. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Aubrey now for the PAT.
And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead.
Bengals 52, Steelers 20.
So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
The Steelers take over first and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
Be honest.
don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Use that as ammo going
Exactly.
forward.
Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
You're not going to want that feeling.
no, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Throwing now is Rodgers.
Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete. Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been...
And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by the linebacker, Demario Davis.
And they've got the huge lead. Now they have another interception on the defensive side. Seems like everything they touch in this one, Charles, turns to gold.
And they have to be awfully happy right there to get what appears to be one more for the road and help seal away one of their best efforts of the season.
And it's intercepted at the goal line. That is now 7 interceptions between last week and this week. 3 in this game, 4 a week ago.
And I saw the head coach write on his play sheet, make a little note. I hope he's writing self-scout. Bring in the guys that scout games for you with a different eye and watch him and see what's going on, and maybe they can pick up what the flaws are, and hopefully they can correct them.
And as this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a performance. Well, by the offense, too. I mean, really, Charles, just complete domination on both sides of the football here in this one.
Certainly was, and I think both sides compete against each other all the time.